Eden and the Three Fluffy Birds, a fairy tale by Giselle Carvajal. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Eden. She was on the way to see her friend Mark Parker when she decided to take a shortcut through Greenwood Forest. It wasn't long before Eden got lost. She looked around, but all she could see were trees. Nervously, she felt into her bag for her favorite toy, Bunny. But Bunny was nowhere to be found. Eden began to panic. She felt sure she had packed Bunny. To make matters worse, she was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, she saw a fluffy bird dressed in a blue jacket disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Eden. For the want of anything better to do, she decided to follow the peculiarly dressed bird. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Eden reached a clearing. She found herself surrounded by houses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from carrots, a house made from cookies, a house made from cake, and a house made from candy. Eden could feel her tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease her hunger. "Hello," she called. "Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Eden looked at the roof of the closest house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be unpolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered unacceptable to nibble the oat of the future or licking the old feeding in a time of need. A cackle broke into the air, giving Eden a fright. A witch jumping into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a pot. In that pot was Bunny. "Bunny!" shouted Eden. She turned to the witch. "That's my toy!" The witch just struggled. "Give Bunny back!" cried Eden. "None your Nelly," said the witch. "At least, let Bunny out of that pot." Before she could reply, three fluffy birds rushed in from a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Eden recognized the one in the blue jacket that she'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, Big Bird," said the witch. "Good morning." The bird noticed Bunny. "Who is this?" "That's Bunny," explained the witch. "Oh, Bunny will look lovely in my house. Give it to me," demanded the bird. The witch shook her head. "Bunny's staying with me." Excuse me," Eden interrupted. "Bunny lives with me, and not in a pot." Big Bird ignored her. "Is there nothing you'll trade?" he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I do like to be entertained. I'll realize him to anybody who can eat a whole front door." Big Bird looked at the houses made from candy and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house made from candy if I wanted to." "That's nothing," said the next bird. "I could eat two houses." "That's no need to show off," said the witch. "Just eat one front door and I will let you have Bunny." Eden watched feeling very worried. She didn't want the witch to give Bunny to the big bird. She didn't think Bunny would like living with a fluffy bird away from her house or all her other toys. The other two birds watched while Big Bird put on his bib and withdrew a knife and a fork from his pocket. "I'll eat this whole house," said the bird. "Just you watch." Big Bird pulled up corner of the front door of the house made from cookies. He gulped it down smiling and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Bird started to get bigger. Just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forkfuls of cookies, he grew of the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. I don't feel too good," said the big bird. Suddenly, he started to roll. He grew so round that he could no longer balance. help!" he cried, as he rolled off down a slope into the forest. Big Bear never finished eating the front door making cookies, and Bunny remained trapped in the witch's pot. Average Bear stepped out and appreciated at the house made from cake. "I'll eat this whole house," said the Average Bear. "Just you watch." Average Bear pulled up a corner of the front door of the house made from cake. He glumbered down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. After a while, Average Bear started to look a little squeezy. She grew greener and greener. A woodcutter walked into the clearing. "What's this bush doing here?" he asked. "I'm not bush, I am bird," said the Average Bear. "It talks!" exclaimed the woodcutter. "Those talking bushes are the worst kind. I'd better take it away before somebody gets hurt." "No, wait!" cried the Average Bear, as the woodcutter picked her up, but the woodcutter ignored her cries and carried the bird away under his arm. Average Bear never finished eating the front door made from cake, and Bunny remained trapped in the witch's pot. Little Bear stepped out and appreciated the house made from cake. "I'll eat this whole house," said the little bear. "Just you watch." Little Bear pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from candy. He glumbered down, smiling, and went back for more and more and more. After 5 or 6 playfuls, Little Bear started to fidget uncomfortable on the spot. He stopped eating candy for a moment. He then grabbed another forkful. But before he could eat it, there came an untimely road, and the bottom burned louder than a rocket taken off, propelled Little Bear into the sky. "Ah!" cried Little Bear. "I'm scared of weight." Little Bear never seen again. Little Bear never finished eating the front door made from candy, and Bunny remained trapped in the witch's pot. "That's it," said the witch. "I win. I get to keep Bunny." "No so fast," said Eden. "There is still one front door to go, the front door of the house made from carrots, and I haven't had my turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," laughed the witch. "My game, my rules." The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. "I think that you should give her a chance. It's only fair." "Fine," said the witch. "But you saw what happened to the birds. She won't last long." "I will be right back," said Eden. "What?" said the witch. "Where's your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted Bunny back." Eden ignored the witch and grumbled at a jiffy pile of sticks. She came back of the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, she broke off a piece of the door made from carrots and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, she took a bite. She quickly devoured the whole piece. Eden sat down on a nearby log. "You fell," cackled the witch. "You never supposed to eat the whole door." "I haven't finished," explained Eden. "I am just waiting for my food to go down." When Eden's food had digested, she broke up another piece of the door made from carrots. Once more, she tossed her food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. She ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Eden was down to the final piece of the door made from carrots. Carefully, she tossed it and allowed it to cool just a little. She finished her final course. Eden had eaten the entire front door of the house made from carrots. The witch stamped her foot angrily. "You must have tricked me," she said. I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said the boys. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearer, carrying his axe. This little girl won fair and square. Now, hand over Bunny, or I will chop your broomstick in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed the broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, having she opened the door of the pot. Eden hurried over and grabbed Bunny, checking that her favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, Bunny was unharmed. Eden thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet Mark. It wasn't. It was starting to get dark. When Eden got to Mark's house, her friend threw herself around her. I was so worried, cried Mark. You are very late. As Eden described her day, she told her Mark didn't believe her, so she grabbed a napkin from her pocket. What's that? asked Mark. Eden unwrapped the doorknob made from cookies. Put in, she said. Mark almost fell off his chair. The end.